If you missed it, make sure you go back and rewatch that footage because that was an excellent way to start the day.
Excellent.
Really close games. And looks like we're going to be heading into another interesting matchup. We started with Mastamon and Blackwall Greymon X, and now I believe we're heading into Jesmon v Grandis.
Yes.
Which is going to be an interesting matchup. We saw a lot of Grandis yesterday, but I don't believe on stream we saw any Jesmon. Going to be our first one of the weekend. Always been a big fan of Jesmon, so I'm interested to take a look at this one. Red deck for life, so...
Yeah, I'm glad to see Jesmon make a little bit of comeback from its meta days. We got 2 in the top 32, and I'm not sure if the second one made top 16. We'll have to have a look.
Yeah, 2 Jesmon decks in the top 32. We haven't yet had a chance to look at all of the decks that made it to top 16. We might chase that up at some point. Yep. So, looking like our players are beginning to set up. Still waiting for our second player to make their way over to the table. But before we get started, Jesmon versus
Looks like he got
Grandis.
deck checked. I think he got deck checked.
So, what are we thinking going into this match? Who do you think has the advantage just heading into it before knowing anything else?
I think Jesmon has the advantage in sealing. Being able to pump out a lot of guys, all with blocker, is extremely important in order to stop the Grandis hit. Like, even if it has piercing, it can do all the checks it likes. If it can't do the last check by not piercing through, by doing a regular punch, then they can't take the game.
Yeah, so going to be really strong. We saw a lot of good showing from Grandis yesterday as well, though. A lot of speed there. That suspend and pierce combination, very, very powerful. Grandis able to do a lot of damage really quickly. We're going to be looking for that magic number 3. We found that once the opponent hits that 3 security, that's when Grandis can quite easily go in for the kill. Yeah. So going to be looking for those early swings, which will be a little bit harder against Jesmon with the blockers. So it's going to be interesting to see how it shapes up.
Yeah, you definitely got deck checked because he's making sure his deck is as randomized as possible rather than ordered out. But I think in this matchup, consistency is key. They're both kind of wait in the back, get their line up, they get all their pieces together. So whoever gets to that line first is extremely important.
Yeah, going to see a bit of a race to see who can get set up first. Both decks have the potential to swing in for some huge single hits with those big ideal stacks. Jesmon going to be fielding a lot more bodies than Grandis. Grandis probably going to be focusing on that singular stack, so it's going to be a little bit of a battle of a wide board versus a single board. I think it's going to be a really interesting matchup, and the way these decks are going to play off each other will be a lot of fun to see. So I think very shortly we're going to cut over to the field and get this round 2 top 16 underway. All right. So it looks like we're going to have doing some cutting of the deck.
I think we're just waiting for the clock to start. Oh, they got their top 16 prizing. Nice.
Doing some prize distribution here. And as we're waiting to get set up, a good time also to ask everybody in the chat, what do you have on your bingo cards for today? Yesterday we had a lot of fun playing the Digimon bingo. So let me know what is on your bingo card for seeing today. Do we think we're going to see maybe a mirror match in the top 8 or higher? Are we going to see hybrid for game at any point today? That's on my bingo list. And also I would love to see that big X antibody swing into the Omnimon X antibody to close out a game, which we saw a couple of times yesterday, and is always a lot of fun. That's on my bingo card. Anything you're particularly interested in seeing, Sai? Anything that would be cool?
I would love to see Ice War come in this match if he's playing it. We've seen a lot of Grandis lists playing the Ice War. Interesting tech, considering the only way to get it out is through a Davis. Sometimes it's in security, which is really cool. Would love to see that memory gain off security and the opponent unexpected.
Yeah, it would be very cool. Okay, Sang starting us off with the Huckmon and raising into one of the Jesmon starter deck option cards here. Getting some draw, looking like trashing 2 copies of level 3 Huckmon there. Decided didn't need them.
Yeah, would rather have the lineup.
Yeah, absolutely. Levi dropping the Davis early. We're seeing that blue tech that's been so popular.
That is Mega Death. Mega Death, very interesting tech to have. you need to have the blue and the green colors available for it.
All right.
So yeah, Megadeth at the bottom. We're not going to be seeing that anytime soon, I think.
Yeah, Levi got a good setup, got that memory tamer going to allow him to go to 3 at the start of every turn, so no option for Sang to choke him out. Sang going to take advantage of that. Just hard to play the rookie. Levi's going to be going to 3 anyway, so might as well take advantage of that, get a body on board, get some search going.
Yeah, so this is the Huck one that he trashed earlier. Probably decided he doesn't need another copy of that.
Yep, had one in hand already, had the level 3 going and raising. Why take another one?
Yep, so I think the card he's reading here is the Jesmon GX, the very top end. He wants to make sure he's very familiar with the card, because this is the thing that is going to be the big boss for the Jesmon player.
Yep, so Levi familiarizing himself with all of the effects on his opponent's side of the board. Reading that Jesmon, make sure he knows exactly what it is that he's going to be trying to play around and not play into.
Yes. Understanding the interaction is something that is hard to do without having all the pieces in front of you, because you know the when digivolving and when attacking effects all activate in a very particular way.
Yep, Levi going up into the Akuamon in raising there, getting a pretty good looking stack going, so Levi probably feeling pretty good, although Sang has a lot of cards, not only that level 4 stack in raising, but the level 3 in play, that option card sitting back there waiting to be activated, so really good looking board for Sang as well, a really good setup.
Yeah, the only thing Levi needs is a rookie on board, and he has OTK.
Yeah, the grandest
assuming he has the grandest pieces.
Yeah, the grandest can just kill out of nowhere, so Sang going to have to be a little bit careful, trying not to play into it too much and trying to get something going as soon as possible, because against Grandis, one of the main things you want to do is race it. It's very quick, and if they get set up, they're in really deep trouble, so try not to give them too much time to set up. We should see, I think, between these two decks, a pretty quick match here compared to our last one, which ran to time.
Okay, opting to raise.
And electing to crack the option.
Yep, this will let him go into his level 5 without passing turn. Savior Huck, the very first one.
That one copy of the Savior Huck.
Lets him play a sister.
Looks like Sang has a lot of Systemon options in hand. We're seeing at least a couple, although there might be 2 copies of the same one. A little bit hard to tell from this angle.
Yeah, who knows what they do. Alright, so this is the
dropping the Systemon.
The Systemon gives him, lets him look, gets like, reveals 3, adds 1, I think.
Yeah, looks to be reveal 3, add 1. We see the Jesmon GX there going to come to hand.
Yep. Let's see if I can read it again.
Yep.
I think this is Jesmon X, because Jesmon GX is red.
Oh yes,
black.
it may be Jesmon X antibody. You're right. So another new
old
card.
cards look very similar with the color schemes. They all like purple, red flames bursting. It's like, yeah.
Yep, and our top players really have blinged out their decks, so they're bringing all those lovely alternate arts that I cannot recognize on the screen.
We know they love Digimon.
Absolutely. Dark Anger. Yeah, not a lot of security bombs across the lists in the top 32 that we saw, which, yes, given the prevalence of Grandiskawagamon, is interesting. Maybe most players were thinking about Blackwall Greymon, though, going into the event as a whole, where security bombs are less sort of useful, especially if they're trying to delete the Blackwall Grey because of that protection effect. So possible that we're seeing a lot of reading the meta and playing for the meta, which we saw a lot of Blackwall Greymon X, so if you're choosing to play around that, that wasn't a bad meta call. But yeah, in these top 32 where we're seeing a lot of Grandis, it is going to be a lot harder without those security bombs.
Security bombs are a harder tech to play in with Yuya sticking around, because Yuya can just turn them off. But yeah, going into the Genku X, playing a Systemon, this is the one with blocker and you can't bounce guys to the hand or to the deck. But they can be suspended.
Sang still being a very big board here already.
Yeah, the OTK is definitely live if they have the pieces.
Levi choosing to promote.
Actually, no, the OTK is not live yet because they don't have the final swing, but they can definitely clear board a lot. Here's Ganku.
Going into the
Grand Kawaga.
Johnny asking if we can please adjust the playmat to look like it's aligned with stream. We do have a bit of a jaunty angle going on at the minute.
That might be something we'll have to do in the next round.
Yeah, no option to change that now. And we probably don't want to mess around with the cameras too much, I would imagine.
Okay, Digibursting just for 1, so it's got Secure Attack +1 and Piercing. And it's got gain 1 memory if it punches through a Digimon.
And we're going to see the Grandis being digivolved into here for that 1 memory.
1 memory passes turn?
Yep. Going to pass the turn, but going to get that memory right back thanks to suspending the Digimon.
Yes, by suspending the Digimon, he'll get the memory back. Right.
And Grandis making an attack decision here,
punching
electing
through the Ganku.
Yep.
And no blockers from the Systemons, unfortunately, because they don't have the one that gives all the Systemons blockers.
Yep.
Getting memory back with the Rookie, Inheritable, and hitting for 2 security. Getting a free boost. You can unsuspend and then suspend another guy, I think.
Yep.
It should be able to do that, I'm pretty sure.
A nice hit from the Grandiskawagamon player here, Sang sitting on 3 security, which we do know is that magic number for Grandis, so if Levi's able to get another stack going.
Oh, it is doing 3 checks. Apologies.
Hitting another option, Sang checking that trash.
This is the arms one. Lets them play a free Systemon.
Yep, getting a free Systemon into play. And we see that the current build of Jesmon is just able to maintain that wide board, play those Systemons for free in so many different ways.
He must have punched through while I wasn't looking. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, he was doing the 2 checks, yes.
Yeah, Grandis has swung again for another 2 checks, saying sitting on 1 now, so looking a little bit tenuous, although as we say, that board is quite wide with all of those Systemons. No Jesmon or Huckmon to speak of at the moment, though.
Yeah, I think the Systemons being on board isn't a worry. The fact that they're white Digimon and not red Digimon is good for the Grandis player, because it means that the Jesmon player doesn't have a line up to make that Huckmon, to make that Jesmon.
And Levi dropping the green memory boost.
We see that Ice Wall being revealed. That's going to the bottom of the deck. Maybe these blue cards are getting in the way.
Yeah, Sang feeling probably pretty good about that. Levi elected to pick up the Akuamon there. Was that Snymon? Yes, I believe this is the Grandis that is playing Snymon. We'll have to... Snymon. Snymon. We'll have to... I'll check the list to make sure, but yes, I believe this is the list that is playing that particular Digimon of the name of your choice, however you like to pronounce it. Saying, giving a read of the Grandis here, getting a hold of the effects. This top 16, as we said, it's elimination today, so every move counts, and our players are giving themselves every opportunity to go in with full knowledge of what they're playing against, which we would expect nothing less from our top cut here, I think. Everybody's going to be trying their best not to make any mistakes, especially now that they're sitting on camera. I think there's a lot of pressure there to try and get everything correct. Saying, I think talking through all the different Systemon effects that are currently in play, has that Huckmon in raisings and that option card ready to go, so there is a bit of an opportunity here to maybe get something else going. Cracking the boost, gaining that extra memory, and
Sneemon, such a cool tech.
Oh yeah, we've seen, like, across the board in our top 32 field, we've seen some interesting tech, and Sneemon is a really fun one.
Alright, they got the Systemon that gives all the Systemons blocker out now, so they got 4 blockers on board right now. So, Grandis will still do the piercing with that 1 security left for the Jesmon. But it will protect the, protect Sang from being hit per game.
So, whoop, reading through
Levi.
the wrong list there. Yep. Levi is in fact playing 3 copies of the Sneemon.
3 copies of Sneemon.
So a bit of a security bomb there. Potential for the Sneemon to come out of security, suspend something, be pretty protective, do some work, and it does work with some of the other effects that you have in the Grandis deck, especially anything that cares about insectoids as well, which it looks like Levi is leaning a little bit into in his list. So 5 security there, Sang's got a lot of work to do, and Levi does have a few potential security bombs that could come up. We've seen 1 copy of Mega Death get bottom decks. There is another one kicking around, and there is also the potential for a Giga Death Levi is running. So
a Giga Death?
Yes, Levi's running 1 copy of Giga Death.
Giga Death and Mega Death.
Yep.
Man, that's crazy.
It's a real interesting build that we're seeing here. Yep, Levi building up with the Weedmon in raising.
Yeah, so Levi went to suspend the Systemon, went to punch again, but of course was blocked. Can't go for game even though with piercing.
Yep, so Sang has been able to hold on for another turn, but is facing down 5 security. Grandis in play, another Digimon in the back row. That Davis and the green memory boost giving Levi 5 memory to work with on his turn. No opportunity to choke him out. Sang is in a very precarious position here. Going to have to play this one very carefully, especially with only 1 memory. Not a lot of wiggle room.
He does still have 3 blockers, so he is likely to live next turn. Unless they're able to suspend 2 times. They could suspend 2 times, actually. I think they could.
So Sang does have potentially 5 checks here represented on board. Electing instead to play the option.
Okay. Interesting that he pushed.
Right.
I guess he doesn't want, if that Huckmon is removed, all the Systemons lose blocker.
Yeah, I think pushing up the Huckmon here is just kind of reinforcing the Systemons having blocker, so it makes it a bit harder for Levi to just completely turn off the Systemon's blocker by removing the Huckmon there. So Sang does have 3 blockers represented.
Yep.
Levi going to Digivolve into a Kuomon X, suspending 1 of the Systemons.
Yep.
There's still 2 blockers though, so it's not quite lethal yet, unless Levi can suspend something.
No,
else.
he should be able to do it, because if he punches with the Grandis now, they're forced to block, he'll punch through it, and then he can unsuspend, and then punch again. This will suspend a Digimon, and that just swings for game.
Alright, so Levi is just going to go for it.
Yep.
Sang is going to...
Blocking with the correct Systemon. Yep. That punches through it. Unsuspends, swings.
And that's it.
Systemon
That's game.
Swings for game. That's it.
Alright, so Grandis has taken the win over Jesmon. Levi...
There was a Mega Death.
Yeah.
In the Grandis security.
Oh my gosh.
Would have been cool if we saw it actually get flipped over, but yeah.
So a pretty convincing win for the Grandiskawagamon deck there. Sang sort of was able to field a lot of Digimon, but didn't really get much going. Didn't do any damage to Levi's security.
I think if the Jesmon player was able to get into Jesmon with Blitz and then into Jesmon X, we would have seen a better display. But because he got stuck on the Gankumon X, it was a very different scenario. Gankumon X, not a good position for it.
Yeah, still 40 minutes left of game time though, so plenty of time for Sung to get something going here to hopefully have a better run in this game too. Levi taking that game 1 pretty convincingly here in the top 16. So if you're just joining us, this is round 2. We're in the top 16 of the Oceania Digimon Championship Finals. It's been a pretty good run so far today. If you have time, go back and watch round 1, which was an absolute nail-biter. And now we're here watching Grandis on the left play against Jesmon on the right. Levi taking that first game. We're about to head into game 2. And it was just... I'm struggling to see what the Jesmon players going to be able to do in the second game. To be honest, it was just so convincing for that Grandiskawagamon deck game one. I think they're going to have a rough time.
Yeah, it all comes down to consistency, and having a look at these lists, a lot of these Jesmon players have teched out to maximize security. We're seeing like 3 or 4 Davises and 4 green boosters in a lot of lists, and those are really, really great for consistency.
Yeah, so it's Sung choosing to go second, as most of our players have chosen when given the option across the day, choosing instead to take that extra draw and potentially that extra memory. Only getting 1 off of the green deck, which is not unusual, but still that extra draw is probably looking pretty good.
Did the Beal Star player make top 16? I'll check for you now.
Yep, we'll find that out. We'll take a look at who exactly is in the top 16 field. And maybe get a bit of a report of how things are going. Sung, 2 memory to play with, playing reasonably cautiously, choosing to go up to the level 5 in raising there.
Unfortunately, the Beal Star player did not make top 16. I'm very sad to report.
That is a shame, because that was pretty interesting, pretty spicy
he went up
inclusion.
Grandis.
Oh, okay.
And mustn't have had the options in the security, unfortunately.
Yep. Sometimes it just pans out that way. Yeah, it was a very cool
Definitely
list.
a cool list. It was one of my ones to watch, but he didn't make it through the next round, unfortunately.
Yeah, very sad. Levi dropping the green memory boost, getting that card draw. And if you want to see all of the top 32 lists, they are over on the TAC Games Facebook at the moment on the socials. So be sure to check them out, because there are some really cool tech elements in a lot of these decks. Some really interesting things being played. We're seeing that here with the Grandis on the left playing all of the blue spice, and that Mega Death, which is just such an interesting inclusion.
Yeah, if the Jesmon player was to hit that Mega Death in security, would have been a real bomb.
Absolutely.
We do see that Davis sitting in hand there, probably the next lead play for that consistency. Also setting up on 3 memory, really nice too.
Yeah, Levi sitting on 1 memory, considering those potential plays.
Does he
those
have the
lines
level
of play.
5X? I think I see it, maybe? Opting for the boost, interesting.
Maybe choosing to,
And then there's
boost,
Davis.
and then Davis set to 1.
Choking on
Ice Wall again going to the bottom of the deck.
Unfortunately, not a blue Digimon.
Unfortunately, not a Digimon. Well, fortunately, we don't need it. Like, Ice Wall's rough enough as it is. We don't need the ability to add it to hand off of a Davis.
Yeah, we don't want any hand traps nowadays.
Oh, gosh. Please, no.
Apparently, it's someone's birthday.
Hearing happy birthday being sung in the background. Which I can't imagine is doing much for our players' focus here.
Oh, it's Crystal's birthday. That's the TO.
Oh, the tournament organizer's birthday. Happy birthday, Crystal.
Happy birthday, Crystal.
Fantastic. All right, if anybody had it's the TO's birthday on their bingo card, tick it up now. And give yourself a big pat on the back. So I'm getting those 2 hits there. Very pleasing off the Hakmon. Giving Levi 3 memory to play with. Looks like Levi is...
Okay, setting up the rookie to go for the push next turn.
Yeah, getting that X antibody, so gonna get that that surge. We're seeing the grandest. We're seeing a Mega Death.
There's the Sneemon.
Yep, to the bottom, and the Sneemon. So some of those security traps going to the bottom of the deck. Levi really considering this one. Taking the level 4 instead of the Grandiskawagamon.
He probably already has it.
Either already has the Grandiskawagamon or desperately needs the level 4.
I see the Grandis.
Yep. And then, oh, we're seeing the Sneemon needed the level 4. Sneemon, Snymon, Snemon.
Sneemon.
The security insect
Sneemon.
has been fielded. It's what we all wanted to see as soon as we saw it was in the list. Not played from security, still waiting to see that, but I think Levi clearly needed that level 4 there, wanted to get another stack going, electing to take the Sneemon over the Grandiskawagamon there. Sung with one memory to play with. Really working through the plays here. As we say, little room for error here in the top 16. So Sung just making sure that they're going to be doing the correct thing by digivolving into Bao Hakmon here. Getting an extra draw.
Popping the boost.
Yep, going to 0, pop the boost. And into Savior Hakmon. Going to be dropping a Systemon, gain memory, go back to 0.
Keep turning. That's
yep,
good.
getting a lot going, keeping control of the turn.
Now this Hakmon wasn't played this turn, correct?
I don't believe so. I believe this was already on the field,
yes.
So it
because he passed on 2 when he evoed
has
up
the potential to swing.
He can swing with this.
Into Jesmon. We're going to see the Blitz.
Yep, activating the Blitz,
and then a lot of triggers here going to happen.
Yes, so many triggers.
So I'm going to have to order these effects very carefully. Going to have to pick the right system on. Because, as we say, Grandis can hit so hard out of nowhere. So Sung really wants to make the most out of all of these moves when he gets the chance. Or when they get the chance.
Alright, what's he going for?
Oh.
He's got no Systemons in trash, does he? Yeah, no Systemons in trash. So it's all coming out of hand.
No Systemons in trash, yep, coming directly out of hand. That looks like CL being fielded.
Going into the GX.
Yep, effect into the GX.
You gotta spend that memory. For the...
Is it GX or X antibody?
It's the GX. It's X antibody, yes. Yeah, otherwise he would be paying 5 for it.
Oh, why do they make those cards look so similar?
They look so similar.
And just resolving all of the effects here. There's a lot that goes on. Yep. 2 Systemons in play. I think the X antibody is going to allow a 3rd Systemon to be played from hand. Yep.
So this is the draw and the discard and draw 2 decoy one.
Yep. This looks to be discard a card from hand, drawing 2. So 3 Systemons in play, full Jesmon stack,
punching
removing
through the Sneemon.
So I'm just explaining all of the effects that are going on there. A lot of text on all these cards, so there's a lot of effects to be thinking about.
Yeah, and restanding because of the Savior.
Ooh, hitting Davis in security, so Levi is going to get to add another Digimon to hand. 2 level 4s. Not a huge decision to be made here, although that looks to be the blocker Carbuteriumon, so that is a bit of a consideration for Levi. And yeah, selecting to take the blocker over the Weedmon and the memory gain.
Yep, finishing the checks.
Yep. And now Levi getting another turn on 3, but staring down a pretty scary looking board.
Yeah.
On Sung's side, not only with that X antibody Jesmon in play with the 3 Systemon, but also we see a level 5 in raising, ready to come up and do some real damage.
None of these Systemons are blockers, so there is a very strong potential to move out, go into the Grandiskawagamon, Digiburst, go into the Grandis, and then swing over it, doing huge damage, unsuspending, suspending another Systemon, and then clearing all their security. But it will not OTK.
No, and it also doesn't appear that Levi has Grandiskawagamon in hand either, unless he's just drawn it. I don't think we've seen it in any of the surge effects being added to hand.
He must have it if he didn't grab it before.
Well, we see the Grandis as he shuffles through his hand.
Yeah. The second last card is the Grandiskawagamon. Yeah.
Okay, so it does have both of them. Has the Gigadeath in hand.
Yes, because if he pushes out, does all the damage, answers the Jesmon, answers the Systemon, the Savior Hawk will still come out to answer his Grandis.
Levi choosing to push the Akuamon We see Giga Death and Mega Death in hand, going into the X antibody. Suspending the
Getting a
Jesmon
memory
X
for
antibody,
suspending.
gaining a memory.
Yep.
All classic stuff. Into Grandis.
Yeah, there's the Grand Kawaga. Grand Kawaga
into
can
Grand Kawaga,
Digiburst
sorry.
for 2.
And
Yeah, get
Yep.
security attack plus 2, so it can
gonna-
do 3 damage.
gonna be swinging for 3.
And plus 2k, so it is going to be swinging at 20k when it goes into Grandis.
Yep. We're gonna see something very powerful here. We see the X antibody option in hand as well.
Didn't need it though.
Didn't need it. Levi into Grandis and really weighing the options here. Sung pointing out all the effects that are active on the Systemons.
Wait, one of his Systemons has Decoy, I
Yep.
think. So, yeah, she's choosing which ones to suspend.
Choosing to suspend the CL there.
Okay.
I'm gonna attempt to swing over Jesmon X antibody.
Yeah, so he can decoy to save it, but it would just mean that he would punch it over for the next punch anyway.
Yeah.
So this is doing 3 damage. Okay, red
Seeing
boost
red
is
memory
really
boost.
good, really good.
Yep.
Yeah, that means he's guaranteed to go into his Mega and keep turn. Yep, suspending a Systemon and unsuspending.
Gaining a memory, 2 security on Sung's side
Ooh,
here.
Levi's got the Terriamon. That's really good. He needs to be able to choke to 1 and play the Terriamon. How can he go about that? That's really I'm not sure if he can do that. If he didn't have to gain that memory, it would have been much better. Okay.
Surviving those last 2 checks.
Yep. So he can hard play a rookie and then Evo for 1. That would choke on 1, but he's still got the boost.
Doesn't look like Levi has the Korikakumon in hand, otherwise we would see hybrid per game here. I believe Levi is playing the blue hybrids because of the Davises.
He's playing the blue hybrids?
Well, he doesn't have any green tamers, so if he wants to hybrid per game, he needs those blue hybrids. Which is pretty interesting. We've seen the Davis does good work. I think the blue hybrids are a bit of a mixed bag. Yes, it is nice to have the opportunity to hybrid per game, but also they can't digivolve off of any of your other cards. They can't digivolve into any of your other cards. They can be a potential clog in your hand.
Yeah.
Which we saw
and
yesterday.
Also, the greens just have so much better synergy with Grandis because they're searchable with the rookie searcher, with the X, and they naturally go over Mimis, and Mimis are good to push out rookies as well. So yeah.
Levi checking Sung's trash, seeing what could potentially be coming out, because of course those Systemons can be played from trash by a lot of Sung's effects.
Okay.
Levi electing to play hard play Kakuamon.
Looking to go for the 1 choke here with a blocker. That's pretty good.
And into the blocker.
Yeah, if he didn't get that memory gain, but you know it is a mandatory effect. So yeah, would have been nice to get that Terriamon out and choke on 1, but it wouldn't have been possible.
So Jesmon player on the right has, with the memory boost, a potential 3 memory to play with, 3 attacks to 3 security, but Levi does have that blocker as well.
Oh, decoy's only card effect? Apologies, I don't have the cards on me right now, and there's a lot of variety in the Systemons.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of different Systemons to keep track of. Yep, gonna trash the memory boost, gain that 3 memory. So I'm really looking to somehow close things out here, because I don't think he survives another turn. Getting some card draw, getting some cards into trash, but is it going to be enough? Is he going to be able to punch through these last 3 security and that blocker?
Looks like he's got the Jesmon with Blitz. That's what he needs. After wasting the 2 memory.
Talking through the effects, talking through everything that's going on, because there's just, I think we're entering the last couple turns of this game and there is no room for error here.
Mm-hmm. What level 4 is underneath the stack there? Is it the Huckmon that pops 5k or less?
Oh, now you're asking the hard questions. I don't know. I didn't see what it was. Or if I did see, I didn't keep track of what it was.
This blocker is gone.
Must not be, otherwise you'd think the decision would be pretty easy for some.
Yes.
Blitzing in with the Jesmon here. Really looking...
Getting the draw with the Fury.
To do a lot of damage or potentially remove...
Looking for Systemons.
Yeah. Not sure if Sung has blocker here. I don't believe so with the Systemons that are represented on board. So, pretty tenuous situation. No security. Levi has 2 attacks represented on board. Sung is really going to need to pull out something special to even just stabilize and live for another turn, let alone get into a winning position. I mean, there is the potential to attack over the Grandis here, although that Kabuterimon is just going to eat that attack. Does remove one of your problems, though. So it looks like some pretty intense discussion happening down at the table as both players are getting a handle on exactly what's going on. Jesmon effect is going to play looks to be another CL. So we're going to see Sung draw some cards here. Yeah, I believe it was the starter deck Bao Huckmon. I think the decision for, I think Sung would have played a lot quicker if he'd been able to just remove the blocker. I don't think it would have been such a big debate. Also seeing another CL be fielded here. We're seeing all these different Systemons, such a wide board, but up into here, I think we see the GX. That's
the GX.
Giving Levi a lot of memory to work with. Placing that X antibody Jesmon from trash beneath the stack. A lot of effects being triggered here. There's a lot going on both sides of the table. Another Systemon. Drawing one. That looks to be the Systemon CL now giving the Systemon Blanc, sorry, now giving the board blocker. Just separating those Systemons by which ones were played this turn and which ones have the capacity potentially to attack. Sung now has 5 blockers on board, so... Yeah, both players talking through the effects here, how everything's all going to shape out. As we say, a lot of triggers happening on Sung's side of the board, a lot of Systemon to keep track of. And Levi choosing to block with the Kabuterimon and just...
Piercing here, yeah. I think he was...
Be deleted, sorry, potentially.
I think he was opting to punch the level 4 anyway.
Yeah.
Unsuspends. Now he passes turn with this.
And now he passes turn with a field full of blockers. Levi only the 1 Grandis. Of course, if you remove the...
Yeah, no, he did try to punch the Grandis, sorry. Yes.
If you remove the Blanc, then you're in a really good position. It's just about, can you do that? Levi, Digivolving and raising.
So the clean way to remove Blanc is with the Mega Death, but the GX has blocker anyway.
Yep.
I think the GX is bigger than the Grandis. The Grandis would be 18 when it punches, but the GX probably has some DP boosts from the Systemons and from the effect that it activated on the previous turn, because it does carry to the opponent's turn. So I'm pretty certain it's bigger than 18k. Grandis is 16? Sorry, yeah, it's usually the 2k from the egg. Yes.
Both
yeah,
players
Grandis is 16.
talking through all of these effects. These turns are going on for quite a long time. There's a lot happening. I don't blame you viewers at home for having mushy brains at this point. I know that I'm struggling to keep up with all the different effects, all these different systemons. Some of them are alt art, some of them are regulars. It's a very complicated board state.
Yeah.
And very tenuous for both players. No security for either of them. Yeah, no protection from the Ganku X. So.
Oh, then the answer is simple. You Mega Death the GX and you swing. They have no blockers. Right? That's correct,
yeah,
right?
Levi may not see that avenue of play, though.
If you don't have a Jesmon, all the blockers turn off.
It's very easy to get into your head, okay, that Systemon gives everything blocker, and not then make the next leap to, but it can only do that because of the presence of the Jesmon GX. Levi may not see that line of play, and Sung is certainly not going to point it out to him.
He's in a very stressful position. Let's see if he hits it.
Has the potential to win, just needs to see the line. I think no matter how you feel about Grandis as a deck or about Levi as a player, we're all on the edge of our seats hoping he sees it. Looking at the cards in hand. What can I do? What are my effects? And this is why they've positioned us far away from the table so the players can't hear us. Megadeth is looking at the Megadeth.
He's got it in his hand. He's checking things.
What can I get? Is there... I don't think there's anything we're missing. I think it purely comes down to whether Levi see the line. No. Megadeth put back in hand.
Okay, he's got a Weedmon. Hard playing a Weedmon.
He's a Weedmon going down below.
What is he doing now? What's the plan?
Out of Megadeth
What does he need the
range.
Weedmon for?
Into a Kuamon.
Kua?
Oh no! I think he's missed it. He's definitely missed the line there. I don't know what he's going for.
Okay. No, he's going for the Akua X. That can suspend something.
Draw.
What is he? What is his suspend?
Suspend GX.
The GX. He'll gain a memory.
It's not enough.
All the system ones are still blockers though.
That's not enough.
That's correct, right? The system on blank.
Oh
there
yeah,
gives
yeah.
blocker,
The system
right?
on blank.
Yeah. The alt art, the second alt art on the bottom. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Cannot believe what we've just witnessed here. Levi had the win in hand, didn't see the line, has gone for an alternate line of play. We are gonna go to a game 3 here. Yes. I don't think there's any way for Levi to get around this oppressive board. Yep, Sung just eating that attack. Levi can unsuspend and has 3 attacks currently represented on board, but it really doesn't matter. 4 blockers.
And the Akua cannot swing.
And the Akua was played this turn and cannot swing, yes. Oh, I can't believe how tense this is. Is there a way for Levi to get back above that 5 memory and potentially bring the Megadeth back into play? I don't think there is. I think he's gained all the memory
not without using up all his swings.
Yeah. And going for the second swing.
So if he blocks here, he'll gain the memory, go back to 5, but he's used up all his swings now.
Can't attack with the Akumon, so has the memory for the game-winning Megadeth, but pressure has got to Levi and he's not seen the winning line of play. Just an amazing series of events here in the top 16 at the Oceania Digimon Championship Finals. Levi is, as we say, in the tank, looking at all the cards, looking at every potential line of play, shaking his head.
Maybe he sees it now and he's so disappointed that he can't do it.
He looks to be looking at the Megadeth. I think he's got the Megadeth, dropping it down too little too late, removing the
bounces the system
Okay,
on. Suspends the system on, sorry. He's getting the memory.
Suspend the system on.
And he targets the GX.
Yep, return the GX.
I think he only just realized he could do that just as
late.
he activated the card.
Too little, too late.
Oh no.
Correct play, wrong time. Oh. Levi, if you're rewatching this,
we're so sorry.
We're so sorry. Giga Death! He's gonna remove the board.
Removes the board though.
Giga Death!
I mean, it stops the kill next turn.
Have we found the only other winning line of play?
This is the alternative win.
Levi found his way out of the weeds, found the only other path.
He didn't get the win, but he got the don't lose.
Unbelievable. Giga Death. Oh my, the chat is going nuts.
Are the blue cards getting in the way?
I don't think so. So Remetic, the Akuamon, that stack was played this turn, cannot attack this turn, so Levi didn't have any more attacks. So he could have bounced the Blanc and turned off blocker, but wasn't able to then attack.
Yeah.
Was the issue. Oh my god. Worth pointing out again, top 16, you're in elimination, you're on stream, the pressure is so intense. Yeah, and I think we've seen the results of that. These otherwise excellent players, Levi, been playing well for obviously for most of the tournament and from what we've seen today. But
yeah, and it's so typical for GX to put the Genku underneath. I don't think the Sung had the option to do that. I don't think it was available to him.
Did not have the Genku to protect.
Yeah,
either,
so Levi might have been playing under the poor assumption that he had the Genku protection.
Yep. Board state awareness is so important because sometimes you end up playing around effects that your opponent just doesn't have. Chimeramon!
Chimeramon for game!
DNA Chimeramon and Sang turns it around after that Giga Death. We thought it was all over.
Chimeramon for game!
Chimera for game. What?
All right.
What a match.
We're
going to go into game 3
3
here with 11 minutes left to play. Sung taking game 2 with an incredible Chimera play right at the end.
Yes. And we all thought there's no that like Levi's in a non-lose scenario. But no, like Chimeramon.
Levi had the line with the Mega Death, didn't see it, found an alternate line with the Giga Death that I'm sure we could all say was very impressive, but Sung just able to get that Chimera play, had enough memory of the Giga Death.
And DNA evolutions, bypassing the typical mechanics of the game where play Digimon can't swing. It feels not fair, but that's just how it is.
Oh, the energy in here is electric going into a game 3.
Man, these cams, we are picking the right tables.
Oh yeah, these games have been fantastic so far. All right, game 3, top 16. Levi with the choice of whether to go first or second.
This is what happens when humans unlock 100% of their brains. Absolutely agree.
Oh. Jesmon.
Alright, got the discard draw 2.
Yep.
Getting rid of that option that usually isn't too useful because Grandis isn't putting guys on board typically. Yep.
So good choice to ditch that option card there.
It's like
not going to be very useful.
Is it like a legendary arm, something like that?
Levi digivolving up in raising here. Getting that, going from X-Antibody Kakuamon into that Weedmon. Good looking stack. Hey Remetic, thank you very much for the compliment. You know, we're obviously a smaller stream than the North American one, but we do our best, and absolutely no disrespect to our North American counterparts. Was chatting with Eggman just today about the streams, wishing each other luck. I think there's a lot of love between both the streams, and I'm just glad that we're delivering some good matches and some good content here. And I'd love to take the credit, but really it's down to the players have been making this just a fantastic stream to watch. So top 16. So we're in the top cut today, Gord Penguin. It's day 2 of our event here. So elimination.
I don't think it's just the players adding to the stream. I think yourself and Free really made day 1 of the stream, I think.
Yeah, Free doing some excellent work today, and very glad to have you here today, Side, doing some excellent work already, bringing that that element of actual game knowledge that I just don't.
I'm happy to be contributing. We see Grand is already digibursting for the +2
incredibly quick Grandis.
Security attack.
Levi not messing around here, suspending the Huckmon.
Yep.
Straight through.
Oh, we're seeing all the security being shredded. We're doing all the checks now.
Yep.
Wait, does he have piercing? I don't think he had piercing. No, he doesn't have piercing, sorry.
3 checks.
3 checks with no piercing. It's okay. He did get the memory gain from the rookie.
Yep, sitting on 1 here. An incredibly quick Grandis. This is probably the true potential of this deck.
And the Terriermon to choke off the memory booster. Now, unfortunately, the Jesmon play is just stuck in there, rookie in the back.
Yeah, Sung in a lot of trouble here.
Incredibly fast Grandis play.
Levi.
Incredibly efficient too, choking on 2.
Yep.
With the Terrier.
Choking on 2, turning off that memory boost. Great drop of the Terrier there.
Yeah.
Sung as well, I think, acknowledging that was a good Terriermon play.
Yeah, if it wasn't Terrier, just any other rookie, he could have pushed out, evoed into a level 4, pop the boost, go into level 5, play a system on game back and memory, and then go into a blitz. That would have been the counterplay, but the Terrier turned that off.
Yep. Sung looking for something here, promoting from the back, but I think this is going to be, after some 2 electric games, this is going to be a pretty elementary game 3 for the Grandis deck, it's looking like.
Yeah, just conveniently opened the line, eh?
Yeah. Got exactly what he needed, was able to build it very quickly.
Alright, there's the blocker.
So I'm hoping to stabilize here.
But it will remove the Huckmon, probably. And removing the Huckmon's really bad for Jesmon. It will probably mean they won't be in a recoverable position.
So Grandis going to swing.
This is just 1 check, because it no longer has the security attack from Digiburst.
Just 1 check, but
he is going to block it. He will gain the memory. Because he punched through it, yes. He gains the memory because he punched through it.
Gains the memory, restands.
Swinging for 1 check, yep.
Yep, nothing doing. Looks to be maybe a Savior Huckmon or a Bow Huckmon in security.
Now, how strong is the Huckmon? If it's 2k, I would feel confident with punching with that Terrier. Just to remove a line. But choking on 1 is still in a good position as well.
Yeah, I don't think the Terrier can quite attack over it, but choking on 1, getting your own memory boost into play,
is the Huckmon,
setting yourself up for next turn is going to be really good.
Is the Huckmon 2000 DP or 3000 DP?
Not sure off the top of my head, and definitely can't see from this angle. But either way, Levi keeping the Terriermon, keeping that memory boost locked down.
That Huckmon's 2000. Yeah.
Representing lethal with that Grandis and that unsuspended Terriermon. So I'm in a really tenuous position here. So I'm looking at their cards, weighing all the options, but I'm not going to be surprised if we see a pretty quick and decisive Game 3 victory for Grandis here. It's just an overwhelming attack so quickly before Song's been able to get anything going. Just
glue outforce. Never mind, I'm sorry.
That's okay, dropping an option, getting some search. Just not able to do anything here. Levi looking like it's going to be a Grandis win. Levi going through the motions, popping the memory boost just in case, but yep, that's
Terriermon swinging for game. We do see Levi going into the top 8.
Yep, Grandiskawagamon getting over Jesmon there. Levi taking the win 2-1 against some fantastic gameplay from both of our players there in those 3 games. A truly electric finish to that game too. I think we were literally out of our seats at one point. That was just that Chimeramon, the Giga Death. It had everything. It had pathos. It had back and forth. Just exactly what we wanted to see out of these top players here in Oceania.
And I hope we can keep this up. These have been some really exciting matches.
I've been so pleased with how exciting these matches are. It's just been like, it's been hit after hit after hit all day, and hopefully we can continue that as we head into the top 8. Would love to, hopefully as we head into the top 8, maybe in the break we can get an idea of who's actually made it up to that spread as well. For the viewers at home. Maybe we can communicate that information, and very shortly we're going to take a break, and we'll see you soon for the top 8 here at Oceania. So exciting. It's been so good. Stick around.